Hello. All right. My name's Matt. Welcome to Pedalscapes. And it's like one of those roundups of the year. Wow. Blimey, more YouTube cliches, which is my YouTube cliche of the year. YouTube cliches. Right. So, well, let's kick off. And it's not this year at all. Let's go back to December last year, because ultimately when these things come out, they're sort of like halfway through December as everyone's trying to just do a bit of content to see them over the quiet period of the year. Stuff still comes in, doesn't it? So what happened last December, after we did what I called the year in gear of 2025, which sounds a bit too much like guitar gigs, doesn't it? The week in gear. Anyway, gear of the year from 25, including late December 24. So what happened late December 24 is not insignificant. So it was the second iteration of the Halo core. Now it came out a little bit before that, but this was my hands-on. This was my first chance to get a chance to use it. And I love the original Halo core, love the Halo, great pedals. And the Halo core 2, second iteration, added dotted eighths as an option on the toggle switch. And I don't know if they significantly changed the sound quality, but I've used it a lot. It's been on the board more than it's been off it over the last year since it first went on the board, and it is jolly delightful. Great format, the big format Keeley pedals, nice and simple, and it just does what you need it to do. Really very nice. A contender for pedal of the year. So I'm not going to show you a clip of that now, because there are going to be clips that have got it in anyway, so I'll flag it when it first comes up. And then also the gorgeous Keeley Rotary. So here's a little clip of that, which may or may not have the Halo core 2 in it. Keeley Rotary, very nice. Been in a couple of scapes this year. The stereo imaging available from that pedal is mind-boggling. Good, let's move on to January. So, well, January was a quiet month, really. Well, it was a slow month. You know, it becomes a quiet time of the year, festive season. Mostly January comprised remixes. So I hit on the idea of having a second listen to some of my videos that have been released through the year and stripping them down, doing a remix, taking the talking off and just putting the jam up as a pedalscape, which goes into my podcast Ambient Jam No Talking. Yeah, some people like that, so why not? That was good. And in fact, the only new content in January of 2025, this current year, was the unboxing of the Chase Bliss mystery box, which turned out to be a clean, which was nice. On to February. Blimey, how did we get there so fast? Well, straight into February, first week. I bought this in January, but the video was released first week of February. It's the eBay Jazzmaster. I mean, surprisingly few hits on that video, maybe because I'm doing a video about secondhand guitars. They just want to pump new stuff, buy new shit all the fucking time, you know what I mean? I don't know, or maybe I'm just crap at doing something else. It's probably more like the case. But anyway, it's a bloody good guitar, so it's a bit of a minefield, I suppose, buying secondhand guitars and things off of eBay. You know, uninspected, taking that gamble, and even more of a gamble if it's modded. But I was intrigued. What was it? A 12-year-old guitar with, you know, rosewood fretboard in good condition. I suppose it may be a little bit over the odds for that, but when you factor in the cost that I paid for the guitar was less than the cost it would have cost me just for the mods that had been added to it. The mods being the beautiful creamery wide range humbucker pickups. I'm a bit of a fan of the original Seth Lover wide range humbuckers, and this is Creamery from Manchester, a small boutique pickup maker. Their version of that, of the Cunife wide range humbuckers. So it would have cost me how much I paid for the guitar, or maybe a bit more, to source those humbuckers after I'd been on the waiting list for a while, and install them or pay someone else to install them. It's kind of like I bought the pickups and got the guitar thrown in for free. Now the guitar is very nice and it will come back a little bit later in the year. But anyway, I'm going to give you a little bit of my first play experience from it. Here we go. Crikey. We're already in March. The year's flying by. Rewind. We're still in February. As well as the eBay Jazzmaster, I managed to get the clean first play up, so which was nice. Here's a little bit from that. That was fun. Okay, and then we're straight into March, and March kicked off with finally, the King of Tone. Now, another potential pedal of the year there for me. It's no surprise. I mean, it's a classic pedal, a 6-year bloody waiting list. I mean, come on. I got it in December eventually, and it took me till March to get it out of the box and get it up and running. There's no hurry, is there? After you've waited 6 years for it, you've sort of done the gassing and it's expired and restarted, cycle of gas. Bosh, there we go, the King of Tone. no disappointment there. I mean, it is what it is. It does what it does. It's a king of tone, man. It's bloody brilliant. It's a really nice pedal, classic sounding pedal. So it's great. I mean, it's been on a good few boards this year, and it will feature intermittently going forwards. 2 King of Tone videos, one with humbuckers, one with single coils. And then we wound up March, end of March. Woohoo! Must have been my birthday or something. With another second-hand Jazzmaster. This one is still currently being sold as a model. So I got that from Rich Tone Music. It's very nice too. It's a lovely guitar. Here's a little bit from that video. So that's the Troy Van Leeuwen Jazzmaster. I think that's the Jazzmaster itch well and truly scratched. Never say never though. Into April, and it's the Boss Slicer. Now I bought this on the Black Friday deals in the previous December, so it's just as well I included December in really. But I didn't get it out of the box and managed to get round to it, which is another recurring theme this year. Until, well, it was released in April, so I must have recorded it during March. And oh my god, it's one of the better oscillations. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a clip from the oscillations, because that pedal just is amazing for getting some weird techno bleeps and bloops. Here you go. It's the Slicer clip. Okay, so continuing April, I don't think I did as many recycled content vids, you know, the remix vids. But what we did do, I did a couple of episodes of ETA, Elvis Talks About. So this is like this a bit, you know, it's a bit of a talking head and I just gas on about stuff, which kind of was sort of proto Cycle of Gas, which is upcoming in October of this year. And we also had the first play of the Analog Man envelope filter, which was very, very nice indeed. But nice, good fun. And talk about getting busy. We also got the Chase Bliss Analog Man Brothers AM, which is, you know, you got a King of Tone, and then bosh, a month later, well, not a month later, but a month after releasing the first video, the King of Tone, you've got the Brothers AM going on. So anyway, here's a little bit from the Brothers AM. Crikey O'Reilly, what about that, eh? Let the Behringer begin. I've been seeing some of these really cool looking repro pedals coming out of the Behringer factory. They're sort of, you kind of got to pre-order them because they don't hang around for very long. So I pre-ordered the envelope filter, having done the Analog Man. I got the Behringer one, and blimey, it's really cool, very responsive. It's a bit wild. It you know, it goes from subtle to in your face at the flick of a switch. Yeah, had good fun with that. The analog octave pedal, which was good fun. It was a second play after that of the Analog Man envelope filter. Again, one time humbuckers, one time single coil. So it was a second play of that with the single coils. I had intended, and I will probably get around to it at some point in the near future, to do a back-to-back comparison of all the envelope pedals. They're such fun. They really are good fun. And finally, we finished off May with the Octavia, the Behringer Octavia. I think I had the audacity to have a tagline of Instant Jimmy. I mean, of course it's based off of the Octavia, which was a pedal Hendrix used. Oh, crikey, it really does do a thing. There's a lot of character in it, and it was really good fun to play with. So I highly recommend that one for the money. If you haven't got an octave fuzz, there's a nice entry-level price, but for quite a tasty box, really. Ooh, a tasty box, madam. Yes. Yeah, so anyway, and then we're already into July. Bloody hell. No, we're not. We're in June. Time travel. Okay, we're in June. Bosch, more Behringer. I've got the Fuzzbender. Again, a little bit of controversy with the naming because Keeley have a pedal of the same name based on the same sort of circuit. There's no competition. They're both very good and they stand up in their own right as completely different things. I mean, Keeley, with that bias control, does its own thing, but I'll talk more about that in a little while. But on to the Behringer one, I mean, I found some of the clean tones in that really, really useful, and it really does get in the classic rock sound territory. Here's a little bit from that. Well, that's very nice. And then come back after that and we got the Centaur. Got that in just before the lawsuit. It's a jolly nice pedal. I mean, a clon's a clon, unless it's the Keeley Manis, but we'll talk about that in a little while. I really enjoyed the Centaur. I am going to do a bit of a Behringer board, hopefully before the end of the year, just to put a lot of that stuff together, because I must admit some of the sounds, when I did a Behringer board before, it sounded a bit lo-fi, and obviously when you're putting these cheaper pedals with more upmarket stuff like the Keeley stuff, that's sort of giving it a boost, isn't it? If you're putting it with really lush delays and reverbs, it's going to give it a chance to sound better. Interesting segue into what was the following video in June of 25 was the Behringer vintage delay. Blimey, for 20 quid, pretty wacky, echoey, oscillaty. Yeah, highly recommended that one, especially if you're on a budget. What else did we do in June? Blimey, that was the first fortnight, so we're only halfway through June. We did a little bit more Troy Van Leeuwen. We followed up by modding the modded eBay Jazzmaster. It was one of the Behringer videos I did using the eBay Jazzmaster. I crapped out on the high frets of the high strings. What happened was the vibrations had made the bridge go down, which is a classic Jazzmaster thing. But I'm a bit green when it comes to Jazzmasters, and I don't like the original saddles on the Jazzmaster bridge anyway, because of an experience I had with a Telecaster which had that style of bridge, and it just used to eat strings. Back then I was, transitioning from a bass player into a guitarist, so I just used to whack through strings like a hot knife through butter. And but I'm waffling now, which led me to just do a little bit of research. I didn't want to spend a lot, so I didn't want to go to mastery level of money, so I did a little bit of research, and I found some Mustang style bridges quite cheap, and I found a locking trem, Japanese made, from the company Hosco. I went for a Hosco bridge and trem and put those onto, I modded the already modded eBay Jazzmaster. So here's a little bit of the play from that to round out June. Ah, that was fun. That's a nice guitar. More mods coming up. Blimey, we're in July, and just as I was mentioning the Behringer Centaur, we kick off July with the Keeley Manis, which is an absolutely gorgeous Keeley take on their interpretation of the Klon. We'd had the Oxblood from them before, which is just mind-blowing. Yeah, the Manis, equally mind-blowing. I mean, my favourite is to either have the gain all the way down or all the way up. There's lots of lovely settings in between, but it's just so easy to get a clean tone and to get a lovely, lovely driven tone. Brilliant. And the going from, what is it, transistors to diodes, doing the switches between the extra bass and everything else, flipping excellent. Kicked off July in style with the Keeley Manis, another contender for Pedal of the Year. Here's a little clippy woo. Okay. And then I said there'd be more upgrades, more mods for the double modded Jazzmaster. When I was changing the trem, I had a nightmare restringing it because I was kind of half doing it one-handed because the guitar was, I haven't really got a workbench here, and the guitar was hanging off the bench. And it took me about 40 minutes to use those Squire vintage tuning keys. Everyone raves about them, but there are better solutions, and locking tuners are a better solution. So I pushed the boat out and went for the Geiger vintage locking tuners, which is very reasonably priced. I put those on and bosh, strung up in as before you could say something very long. No, strung up very quick. I was going to say Jack and cool songs, blah blah blah, etc. YouTube cliches, blah 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 blah. Yes, very nice. So the Geica vintage locking tuners. After that, Geica reached out to me and said, oh, can we put your video on our social media or whatever? And I said, yeah, sure. I didn't hear back from them. Or maybe I should be more proactive and say, Geica, give me loads of free stuff. But, well, who knows? You never know. Somewhere down the line, we might put more Geica stuff on. But I don't think I'm really a big enough concern for people to give free gear to. And that's not why I do it anyway. I mean, mainly why I do it, although I'm going off track a bit here, is it keeps my hand in, keep playing the guitar. Yeah, slowly. Blimey, it was busy in July. I had a little vacation, and while I was away, I found this music shop and did a video from the music shop, Absolute Music, in Bournemouth on the south coast. Filmed myself trying a couple of guitars out there. Indonesian standard Strat, I had to give that a try. And then I'd ordered it a month or so earlier, but the stunning Artist Guitars AS72 Black Paisley turned up, and oh my goodness. mean, the neck's great, the fretboard's great, everything's put together really solid and nice, lovely locking tuners. But the strings sounded a bit dead, so I phoned their help people and they said, oh, maybe it's just where it's been on a container and the strings have gone dead. And I said, yeah, they don't look like they've oxidized, no rust on them or anything. Anyway, I changed the strings and it did seem more twangy. I mean, it's a Strat, you want a bit of that lovely stratty twang. But I must admit, it's a couple of months since I restrung it, and it just has these moments where it sounds a bit dull. Anyway, bloody lovely guitar, really nice to play. So I finished off July with some remix tracks, and it was the Octoside track, so I did a remix on those and they went up. That was July 2025, and then blow me down, where are we? We're in August already. I mean, how do you get there from here? More AS72. So it was the restring 10s to 9s, which is more my speed. Did some more adjustments. Old blood noise endeavours. Signal blender stereo. Oh goodness, what a game changer that pedal is. Blimey, game changer. No, it's old blood noise endeavours. Well, you know what I mean. It's a excellent tool for ambient creation. So here is a little bit from that first video that got published, which was actually the third one I'd recorded. But here you go, here's a little bit from that. The dry sound. So that's just Keeley through the Manis into the amp. Now we're going to add a little bit of spring from the Zoma. Gorgeous. Tails are on, so trails are on. So if I switch this off, we'll still get the reverb decay. Lovely. And now here's a bit of the cloud burst. Trails are off, so if I cut it off, it will cut off immediately, which can be very useful. Lovely. I'm going to keep trails on for now. Now, I'm going to add a bit of secondary delay. Well, hold on. First of all, here's the standard delay from the Boss DD200 set to max, 5 seconds. Bit of Zoma into the mix. And some Avalanche Run. Some halo. There's some movement from the Zomo Trem. Some backwards goodness from Avalanche. That's enough explaining. I think I just need to get into the jam now. Cheers. Scape on. YouTube cliches. Crikey. Yeah, so. Old Blood Noise Endeavours Signal Blender Stereo. That's got to be a contender for Pedal of the Year. The PedalScapes Pedal of the Year. The other video from when I was in Bournemouth, I'd been gassing on the Player 2 modified Strat. They had one with standard trem, but I gave it a little try anyway, just to see what it was like, check out the build quality and everything. There was more from the Signal Blender Stereo, a little bit on the Rode Pop Stop, which, you know, someone commented, "Oh, have you got a new mic?" And it was like, no, it's the same mic with a pop stopper on it. Like I said, the restring video. Then September, sort of quieter month, as you know, you get back after the summer and try and get your head around things. So more remixes. The KFB revisit. It was the Keeley Fuzzbender. So most people know Keeley freaks need to have at least 2 of everything, or they don't exist. It's a bit like digital information. If you need a copy and a copy of the copy. So you need 3. There you go. So anyway, I was looking around and I found one brand new on Amazon for dirt cheap. So I bought it and did another video with the Keeley Fuzzbender, and that was good fun. I mean, what a great pedal that is. I know I've already done it, and it is what it is. Yeah, Keeley Fuzzbender, KFB. Revisit. God blimey. So then we did got more acronyms of just I wrote this prompt list out this morning. I've completely confuddled myself because we got the GFAC from BFDEC. It's the game changer audio, GCA. GCA. What the bloody... Oh no, game changer, GCAD, auto delay. There you go, it's the delay with all the little plugs and wires in it, innit? So that was good fun. That was surprisingly good fun to mess around with. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was just randomly turning knobs, pressing buttons and patching cables. But hey. it was good fun. If you're a little bit more intelligent, you could sync it with MIDI, you could patch one thing into another intelligently. I couldn't be more happy when I got a Keeley pedal with 3 big knobs on it. That's my speed. Almost all of the pedals that I've bought that have screens are rarely used. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I've got the Boss 500 series delay and reverb, and I'd like to get some sounds, get some scapes going with those, because they've got some lovely sounds here. I mean, I do use the Boss DD200 a bit. It's more just got numbers and things on it, and some rudimentary shapes of letters. But the DD500 and the RV500 are a little bit more involved. I should get them in. I'm hoping to do some MIDI stuff soon. Keeley are threatening to do some MIDI stuff soon, so gotta get into that. I've bought some interesting MIDI equipped pedals. That'd be good to get that going. I'm mainly hoping to do tempo with MIDI, but probably I'm gonna have to get a switcher involved. Back to September. Oh, that was it. The auto delay from Game Changer. And then bosh, we're right into bleeding October. I mean, how does that happen? So it's the Tiger modded Octosi from Keeley Electronics, another contender for Pedal of the Year. It takes last year's gorgeous Octosi and tunes the fuzz up to be more akin to a Russian Big Muff. A little bit less pushy on the bottom end and a little bit more pushy in the presence region, you know, in the more pronounced in the mids. In general, probably less gain overall. Might play better in a track scenario, in a recording scenario, tracking. Although the original Octosi is brilliant for tracking as well. So we'll see. Next time I do some tracking, I'll throw in the Tiger mod. And what brilliant pedal. And then, of course, for years now, I've had the sister channel to this channel's now called Pedalscapes. It was called Matthew Elvis Brown, but it always had the tag at Pedalscapes. But then I created a channel called Pedalscapes, which had the tag at Matthew Elvis Brown. Confused much. And I'd had the plan. I've already talked about doing the remixes of the longer jams, you know, to tighten them up, maybe get the sound a bit more polished, and do audio only. Originally, I started releasing those on the other channel, and I kept that up for about a year, and then I just stopped doing that at all. So there was that channel sitting there with about 2 seasons of Pedalscapes and no updates for goodness, 3 or 4 years. I can't remember what inspired it. I just thought, well, I know what probably inspired it. Well, I know what inspired it is that blooming PRS SE Clio. I saw that come out, and I just thought, that's a really interesting looking guitar. And I'd already been gassing, as I said earlier, on the Floyd equipped Strat from the Player 2 modded series. And then there was the Andertons have got the PRS SE with the Floyd, and then this SE Clio came out. I saw the video on that, I just thought, man, it's really good. And the pickup system's quite intriguing. Then I saw Dr. Andre Flood did a video on it, and his when he ran through the sounds of the pickups, it's just like, blimey, there's lots of really nice sounds in there. So that intrigued me even more. So this gassing made me think, well, if I'm going to hoik out for that's quite an expensive guitar, given it's a PRS SE for nearly $2,000. So I thought, well, I've got all these guitars that I don't play, and I've got that channel, and it all just sort of happened very, very quickly. That I just thought, oh yeah, I'd already done some videos previously last year about gas. I did those Elvis talks about Talking Head videos, and some of that was about gas. And I just thought, wow, why don't I? Before I knew it, there I was changing the name of the second channel. The sister channel is now called Cycle of Gas. And I was just thinking, in one gear and out the other, and it all just came together very quickly on the same day, probably the day after I started gassing on the Herman.
Is that more gear?
Oh, not more gear.
Really? More gear.
Show me. I want one of those.
We're having a laugh.
In one gear and out the other. Cycle of gas. And before you know it, I thought, I'm going to do a theme tune. I recorded that in about 5 minutes flat. 5 minutes flat. I mean, some of you will say, it took you that long, did it? And bosh, there we go, Cycle of Gas, in one gear and out the other. So the inaugural Cycle of Gas incorporated. There's a bit more of a plan to the second channel. So I've now trying to do with each long jam, I'm doing a proper sound check and signal chain run through before I start jamming. And that bit gets chopped out and put into Cycle of Gas, and then I top and tail that segment with a little update on where I am on gas, and just general chat about life and gear and everything, which is good fun to do. So that's been fun. So that was the first bit of October, and then it was the Keeley rite of passage. It was the Twin Manis. So your Keeley doesn't exist unless you've got 2 or 3 of them, but doing a side-by-side Twin Manis episode. was all about the twins, because blimey, then the next one is the Octosi War. Did both of those for Cycle of Gas. With the Octosi comparison, someone mentioned, shame you've got all that reverb on there, because I can't really hear the differences. There was most people could hear a difference, but I get that because there was a lot of reverb on it. So I did a remix of that. So there's another offshoot of that video. Is this on Cycle of Gas, where I've just done the dry signal, and bosh, there you go. There's the sound of the OG and the Tiger Mod. I only did one gain setting on a fairly low gain, but you can hear the difference in low punch and high bite. Oh. Yeah, so not like I'm busy enough already. And of course, back in the year dot when I was doing the Behringer stuff, year dot 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I'd ordered the Murph. That was announced over the summer, and I ordered the Behringer Murph box, and that came in September from the lovely people at Anderton's. I didn't manage to get round to doing a video on that until October, and I ended up doing 2 videos because the first one I was struggling. You could hear it and it was making a difference, but I got so caught up in the ambient jam that I realised wasn't really showing off the sound of the pedal that much. So the second one, which is the one that's up there on Pedalscapes, the mix dialed more in favour of hearing the Murph effect. which was good fun. And then, blow me down, talk about time travel. A couple of years ago, I bought a Mondegreen second hand from a chap in a music shop who came into the music shop, tried to sell it to the music shop. Music shop didn't want it. I bought it. And this was my first chance to do a video of that. And I was filming it and things started cutting out. At first I thought it was the pedal, then I thought it was the 2 notes capture 8, and then it turned out to be a cable issue. So not before making several videos, but I'd filmed all of this nightmare scenario. So, you know, often you just see everything's plugged in and it's all working, it's tickety-boo. But not so in this case. So I left it in, and that was our Halloween episode, the Mondegreen before Halloween, all of which leads us to November, and we're only in the second week just of November now. And yeah, the Mondegreen episode came out. I went down to the south coast again to Mudpie, another vacation excursion where I chanced upon some music shops, and I did a bit of filming down in Mudpie in Brighton. Great little music shop, and yeah, I tried some very nice guitars, MIJ Strat, Gibson Firebird, and a lovely 1980 Ibanez. Just wow, brilliant. And then, well, blow me down, just a couple of days ago, at the time of filming this, I got the washer, or the Oaxa washer, and did a little bit of filming with that, and that's just been released. That was good fun. Although I used the Troy Van Leeuwen, and I just retuned from Dadgad to standard right before I did the jam. So I spent half the jam chasing the tuning, but still, the sounds out of the washer more than make up for that. Blimey. So here we are. It's the 29th of December. Who'd have thought it? It was sometime November last time I was talking to you in this video anyway. So what happened in December? Well, not a lot. I ended up making 5 videos on the washer. I was hoping to get some Keeley Nocturne action in, but there was a little bit of a delay for it arriving, and by the time it was here I ran out of time, so it's still in the bag. But in the meantime, something else came up, the Strymon Fairfax. I made a track, an all analog signal path pedalscape, so that was good fun. And I'm just going to put the track here.
I'm going to Fairfax, man. Oh, man. We're going to Fairfax. We're going for the crack. We're going to Fairfax. We ain't ever coming back. Oh no. We ain't coming back.
So here we are, the end of the year. What's to come? Well, obviously Nocturne is going to be the next thing, so we're going to go kicking and screaming into 2026 with the Keeley Nocturne. Some lovely reviews of that going around. I was inspired by the Fairfax and the all analog board, so I'm going to maybe try a bit of that. What I might do is do a big board all analog and use the Signal Blender stereo, maybe get the Murph box involved and the DM101 for the stereo bits, and still use the shoe tone for the albeit mono, but that lovely spring and trem, and get the Fairfax in there, maybe a couple of other drives up front, the Manis or something like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm still going to do the Behringer board, but I've had a little bit of an awakening regarding, you know, Behringer and IP. Now fair enough, they sort of scavenge around discontinued products and clone them and bring them back at an affordable level for people who either buying a second-hand one is completely out of the question financially, or they're just not available. So in that regard, I think fair play, and that was the spirit with which I bought their stuff. But Behringer announced their copy of the Love Tone Meatball, which immediately I was scrambling like, oh yeah, let's reserve that in advance. And then I saw an announcement from Adrian Thorpe, about he's worked with Dan Coggins from Love Tone on Thorpe effects, and they're reviving the brand Love Tone. So I just thought, actually, I'd rather pay a little bit more and get closer to the real thing. You know, at that point, maybe Behringer will need to stop copying Love Tone if Love Tone revives. My default stance in matters of IP is to support the creatives, you know, support the people whose heart and soul went into it. So there we go. Anyway, what can I say? I'm gassing on again. So let's that was 2025. It was good fun. So like I say, hopefully there's going to be some Love Tone stuff in the future from Thorpe's. Probably a bit of a way off, but there you go. Still going to do the Behringer board, but with that in mind. And I'm going to do an analog board, explore the Keeley Nocturne, and just generally have fun. Still gassing on a guitar with a Floyd, but you know, now I'm kind of getting swayed in the direction of Kayla or Carla, however it's pronounced. It's a bit easier to manage apparently. So who knows where that's going to end up. So yeah, it's been a fun year. Hopefully 2026 will be fun. And just to add, you know, December also included, I did 5, as I said, 5 with the Keeley Washer, and I also did, as well as doing a bit of an in-depth on the Strymon Fairfax, I did 2 ultimate guitar rigs of 2025. So I did the ultimate guitar rig of 2025 and the more ultimate guitar rig of 2025. So there you go. That's how we rounded out the year. Well, rounded out the year with the Fairfax actually, and receiving the Nocturne. It's here, but I'm not going to unbag it. I ain't got time. You know, I've got to have time off. So anyway, most of all, thank you for watching Pedalscapes. I'm going to come back to that film. I'm going to circle back around to that. Let's just say, so what have the pedals of the year been? Well, quite simply, King of Tone, Keeley Manis, Keeley Halo Core, even though it's last year's pedal, it's just been go-to throughout the year. Old Blood Noise Endeavours, Signal Blender Stereo, and Keeley Washer. That's my Pedalscapes picks for 2025 in no particular order. So thank you for your support throughout the year. Do come back, subscribe, like, you know, come back and watch some videos, even if you have to do it in installments. I'm trying to change the format, so if you've got any ideas, which do you prefer? Do you prefer like a 20-minute video, or do you prefer when I go a bit longer, 40, 50, an hour? Let me know down below. Give us a comment down below. In the meantime, come back, watch another video, like, subscribe, and comment on the video. How was your 2025? You know, blah blah blah, etc., etc. YouTube cliches, and there, down there, right down there, patreon.com/pedalscapes. Come and join the fine people over there. Say hello. All right, hope to see you again soon. Happy 2026 when it arrives. Probably by the time you're watching this, it's already here because I've waited till the end of the year. What about that? How unusual. YouTuber waits until the appropriate time to release their freaking end of year video. Blah, blah, blah. Cheers. Bye-bye.